Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very proud to have with us today two of the distinguished guests we have today. We have Professor Kapulnik and Professor Kapulnik and Glaser. Two of the veterans. Together they have more than 80 years of experience in the research, innovation, and development in the agriculture field. So, gentlemen, I'm very happy to have you with us today. The day before yesterday, we had an opportunity to listen to your lectures about the history of the Israeli agriculture from the far past until today. Professor Kapulnik, can you be so kind to share with us some of the insights from the lecture of the day before yesterday? Thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. That was a comprehensive explanation about how the Israeli culture actually started and where we are at right now. I started with a very simple notion about agriculture. In order to have to do efficiently some of the agriculture sectors, first of all you need to have land. You need to have enough water, and you need to have people to work on farm. Unfortunately, and I'm talking about the early days of the state of Israel, we didn't have much of any of those major needs for agriculture. But even though a lot of immigrants came to the country, they came kind of wave to the country, and all of a sudden, we had to feed them. You have to realize that at that time, most of those immigrants came with no background in agriculture. No one of them actually was able to be a farmer. And instantly, they have to become a farmer, not only that, but to produce enough food to feed the growing nation. That was a very, very hard task for everyone. In my presentation, I described the reasons why really agriculture became an important goal. First of all those immigrants that came to the country, they were looking for some place to work, and agriculture was a good solution for them. Another thing is that existed agriculture in Israel was what we call the Palestinian agriculture prior to the state of Israel. Was not productive enough. It was not intensive enough. And with the new wave of immigrants, they started to adapt to technology. And you know, we say that nowadays we can bring different varieties, different seeds, different methodology. At that time, we had to develop it ourselves. Because none of those varieties that they were familiar with in Europe could really grow here well and produce enough. So that's the background. I can tell you that in the first 10 years of the growing nation, we became overproducing, and we were looking for markets, and the market was not around. So I explained to the people how difficult it is to ship to the market while the market is distant. And not only that, until the early days of the state of Israel, the major crop or major sector was citrus. But citrus require a lot of water and a lot of labor. And we don't have enough water, remember, in this region. So that's how the Israeli culture moved from a less efficient crop to more efficient crop. Walking through industrial, I call it industrial crop, where you don't need many people, but still you need the water. Even the industrial crop was not profitable enough, so we moved to a more intensive crop. And the other crop was flowers, cut flowers, and we actually shipped the cut flower to Europe, and it was a relatively high value crop, a lot of income, and And that's how Israeli agriculture moved from self-sufficient type of structure to a more export one. And until now, I think that the export part, which is the mode of action, the market here is limited, and you always, if you really want to get a good price, you have to sell it abroad. In order to sell it abroad, you have to stand in standards. The standards not necessarily are those standards that you see in the market. If you go on Saturday to Mahdi Yehuda or others, you need to stand in high standards. And that's for the benefit of the citizens of Israel. We are enjoying here to have new varieties that and the standards which are meeting the market in Europe. And it became from a situation that people did not have much to eat to a situation that we have even too much. And we now need to keep the price. We have to control the market better. Unfortunately, in the last 10 years or so, farmers are kind of suffering because the industry is very efficient. They can produce a lot. However, the way that they are produced is going to ship to the market and provide it to the citizen requires handling the produce for different stages in which each of them the price is coming up. So the agriculture nowadays is suffering not only because of the environmental issues that we have right now and the war that we are facing right now, but also from blame of the citizen for high prices, which is not the farmer to blame. And that's how I think evolved Israeli agriculture, and we described how we develop those things. And I'm inviting you for my next presentation in this topic.
Okay, so what's next? Where do you see the future of Israeli agriculture? What are we going to? What are the next trends? We're hearing a lot about superfood. Fruits and vegetables that really taste like we knew them before.
Well, in the beginning, as I explained, the idea was to produce more. So we developed a lot of varieties which are high-yield varieties. Then we had to take into account that the market is in a distance, so we had to develop new varieties that would stand the shipment, meaning long shelf life. Sometimes on the expenses of the shape, the taste, and the aroma. And then during the late 80s and 90s, people became more spoiled and they asked us to develop new varieties that will be more tasty and more nutritional, in terms of nutritional value. Where it will go? Well, we can read the direction, at least in the United States. In the United States, people want that the food will serve also as a medicine. Meaning that when you have your salad in the evening, you know that you consume all those minerals and antioxidants, those which are necessary to keep your body in shape, healthy and young. And that's the new direction in agriculture. Believe it or not, that notion is there, and the scientists, the breeders, are preparing for us new varieties which will meet those parameters, and we'll do our best to serve the Israeli nation in Israel.
Thank you, Professor Kapulnik. Professor Itamar Glaser, I understand that you're working now on a new venture, trying to help with the rehabilitation and restructuring of the Gaza border area. And since we're sitting in the Ramat Negev area, which the western part of it is just colliding with the Gaza Strip, can you please give give us some of your ideas and what can we learn about it, especially for the foreign guests you have here.
Okay, thank you. I work in a foundation called Gabriel, and this was established immediately, like a week after the 7th of October. All together, myself, Professor Kapulnik, volunteered immediately to help to get it going. This attack, severe attack, the terroristic attack, caught beside the people and the residents of the area. They call the agriculture in a pretty poor state, as Professor Kapulnik mentioned. There are problems of prices, of availability, of crisis, continuous crisis in agriculture. And as soon as the attack was over and people started to realize the situation, they realized that one of the major, or one of the things that the terrorists did was to counter and to destroy the agricultural infrastructure, because they knew that agriculture is part of the DNA, the culture of the people around, and this is the way to counter. And as soon as we got together, we realized that we need, beside building back, rehabilitating the situation, what was damaged, we need to build up much higher and much better and stronger agriculture in order to bring back the people to get them interested and also to build new generation. And we are involved in development, not only helping to rehabilitate, to fix whatever was damaged, but we are also involved in building new facilities, new technologies, and a new future for the agriculture in the city.
Thank you. Professor Kapulnik, you wanted to add something?
Yes, please. I would like to highlight something which is very important. One point for the future, or actually positive for the future. First of all, during my, at least, description, you could really understand that Israeli culture walks through different steps and different stages. And what really matters here is that we need to make sure that Israeli farmers will profit from our activity. But over the years, we developed a lot of technology, a lot of know-how. This technology and know-how can serve other countries, can meet other priorities in other places, like in the Far East, in Africa, and even in the United States. I know that people are trying to describe that they need high-tech and AI for doing a good, in order to prepare food. But we have in stock a lot of varieties that will meet the needs of some people. And I think that I would like to use this opportunity and to invite people to look into what we have here, and I'm sure that they will be able to utilize it. Another thing, and this is the second point that I would like to highlight. Nowadays, I don't know if people are familiar, but in order to develop new variety, it takes about 7 to 8 years to develop a new tomato line. It will take you like 12 years to put another citrus variety. It takes a lot of time. And nowadays, this should come to the market in a faster rate. We need to do things a little bit different. And this is something which is very crucial for the Israeli agriculture. We have to keep collaborating with others in order to speed up those processes. And we have one alliance, a good friend of ours, and this is the United States. And for the 45 years, we are collaborating with them into developing different aspects. It can be varieties, machinery, technology, soil sciences, and that's actually resulted in a very effective and efficient way to support both the Israeli agriculture, the American agriculture, and the internal or international agriculture in general. Collaboration is the key factor. Remember, 14th of April this year, hundreds of Nazis were coming towards Israel. And the only way to overcome it was to hold hand in hand and to keep up a good relationship, to collaborate in order to be able to stand in big missions. The same for the food security and for the food, not only of our nation, but the worldwide. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to conclude this session. I would like to be distinguished guests for being with us and looking to see you in the next Agro Show next year.